Adam Yusuf has seen drought hit his village twice. That was back in the 1980s. He says both times people weren't forced to leave. But in the past few years, a buildup of sand dunes has forced some to move their homes.
20 years ago, there were only a few dunes and they weren't as high as they are now. We used to have so much grass between the houses here that when the rainy season came, we had to cut through them to make our way. Now it's the rainy season, but there are only sand between the houses.
Adam's village lies on the Sahel belt in Sudan's North Kordofan state. It's one of several states the International Committee of the Red Cross says is being affected by global climate change. Once known for its lush vegetation, that's rapidly changing as the Sahara Desert in the north expands southwards. According to authorities, dozens of villages have already been buried as a result of the expansion. Herders here say that's also reducing their livestock.
We used to be able to easily feed our animals, but in the past few years, it's becoming hard to find food. We travel for miles to look for grass and try to give them water, but in the meantime, they're slowly dying.
People are now relocating settlements that have been around for generations to survive. Not every part of EISHERA is covered by sand. In some areas, plants like these, commonly known as the apple of Sodom, and this, called the broom brush, can be seen. And people here say they help keep the landscape as it is. But environmentalists argue they show that the area is close to becoming a desert. Expanding deserts can also be deadly. International observers say the seeds of the Darfur War that killed at least 300,000 people and displaced more than 3 million were sown in the 80s. Back then, drought forced villagers to move further south, and that led to violence in areas where people were already dealing with scant resources. It's seen by some as the world's first modern-day climate conflict. As people leave their historic lands in North Kordofan, scientists are working on ways to help them limit environmental damage.
Some people cut the trees to make charcoal or to build homes without realizing that they're removing the barriers that keep the deserts at bay. So we've started raising awareness, but also planting trees that fix the soil like gum arabic and planting them. But climate change is a worldwide phenomenon, so for any mitigation effort to work, those not affected by it here in Kordofan also have to act.
Adam and others in his village are being told if they don't act now, they could be forced to leave. And he says the younger generation will then never know the lands of their ancestors as they lie buried under the desert. Hiba, EISHERA, North Kordofan.